Okay. Yes. Yeah. Hello, everyone. We are going to start the numerical problems, extra problems, which we'll be solving, and I'll be sharing the video also. The first problem goes this way. Check the given signal. Check the given signal. X of n is periodic or not. X of n is periodic or not. If it is periodic, then find its fundamental period. Find its fundamental period. Okay. So I'm going to give a problem where you are going to have x of n. It is a discrete time signal. How it looks like is cos of 2 pi n divided by 5 plus cos of 2 pi n divided by 7. Okay. So if you observe carefully, this is x1 and x2 of n. x1 of n. Okay. This is x2 of n. Fine. So x1 of n, which takes cos of omega 1 into n. What is omega 1? So it is 2 pi divided by 5. You can take the general form as 2 pi by n. Okay. So let me take it as n1. So what's the value of n1? It is 5. Okay. The fundamental period of the first signal is said to be 5. Okay. Next, similarly, n2. Okay, so x2 of n, that would be equal to cos of omega 2 n, then omega 2, that would be equal to 2 pi divided by 7, that would be equal to 2 pi divided by n2. n2 would be 7. Okay, so I have got n1 as 5 and n2 as 7. Now we can generally check it out and we can see that both the signals are said to be periodic in nature. Okay, so if you change it to n plus n1 in first signal, you will get it the same signal. It is verified. If you want to verify it again, you can verify. That would be x1 of n. It is a periodic signal. Next, x2 of n plus n2, that is said to be x2 of n. This one is also said to be a periodic signal, and the fundamental periods are n1 and n2. Okay. Now, the next one, what do I need to do? I need to calculate the fundamental period of signal, fundamental period of signal x of n, So, the fundamental period of signal x of n is given by LCM of the two periods, that is n1 and n2. Okay, so if I operate the LCM, that is what's the fundamental period? So this is 5 and this is 7. Okay, so 5 and 7, so 5 and 7 LCM operator, so that would be 35. So n, which is 35, is said to be the fundamental period of signal, fundamental period of signal x of n. Okay, so you can just feel free, you can just interact with me regarding any doubts. This is an open session, so let it be an interactive session. Okay, so here are any extra classes that I take, you need to interact, and if you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can let me know where you are facing doubt, and I'll be able to clarify it. Okay, yes. Can we proceed ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So next one, where you will be having the same one, let me take it as x of t. It is a continuous time signal, 8 sine of, okay, 0.8 pi t plus pi by 4, okay, plus pi times cos of, okay, 0.6 pi t plus pi by 6. Okay, so if you observe carefully, this is x1 of t, this is x2 of t, x1 of t plus x2 of t, so that is x of t. Okay, so now I need to check whether it is periodic or not. Then if it is periodic, okay, if it is periodic, I need to find out the fundamental time period of x of t. Okay, fundamental time period of x of t. Okay, so now what do I need to do? I need to check the fundamental time period of x1 of t. x1 of t. Now I need to find out the fundamental time period of x2 of t. Okay, so let me take x1 of t again, 8 times sine of 0.8 pi t plus pi by 4. So here I am going to calculate, this is omega 1. Okay, observe carefully, omega 1 is 0.8 pi. Okay, so now omega 1, you can write it to be 2 pi divided by t1, that is 0.8 pi. Okay, now pi get cancelled here. Okay, t1 is 2 divided by 0.8. Okay, so t1 is said to be 2 divided by 8 by 10. Okay, 2 divided by into 10 divided by 8. Okay, so what is t1? 2, yeah, 2 ones are 2 fours are 2 5s are 2 2s are. Okay, so 5 by 2, is it correct? Anyone in the, yeah, so t1, the fundamental time period is said to be 5 by 2. Okay, next, what do I need to do here? Next, I need to calculate t2. Okay, so I need to calculate t2 here. Okay, so what is t2? This one, which is 0.6 pi into t. Okay, so omega 2 is 0.6 pi. Okay, so next, what you are going to do here? So you are going to have 2 pi divided by t2. Okay, so that is 0.6 pi. Okay, so next, what you are going to do here? You are going to find out the value of t2. T2 would be, okay, so 2 divided by 0.6. Okay, so 2 divided by 0.6, if you change it out here, so you are going to have 2 divided by 6 by 10, so 20 by 6. Okay, would be 10 by 3. Okay, so what we had done, if you recall it, so what we had done, so t1 by t2 should be a rational number. This is one thing that you need to be very clear on. Okay, so t1 by t2 should be a rational number. Then you can call the signal x of t. Generally x1 and x2 of t is said to be periodic. Once you get the time period and once you substitute it, you can say that x1 of t plus t1 would be equal to x1 of t. Okay, next, x2 of t plus t2, that would be equal to x2 of t. So both the signals, both x1 of t and x2 of t are periodic signals, I don't want to repeat it again and again. Okay, so you need to keep certain things in mind and you have to find out the fundamental time period of x of t. Okay, so you need to find out the fundamental time period of x of t. Okay, so now t1, what is the value of t1? Okay, so is it 5 by 2? Yes, exactly. So t1 is 5 by 2. Okay, 5 by 2, t2 is 10 by 3. Let me take the reciprocal, ratio of it. Okay, so 5 by 2, okay, that into 3 by 10. Okay, so that would be 15 divided by 20. Fine. So it is said to be generally a rational number. Okay, so it is said to be a rational number. Now, to find out the fundamental time period of x of t, I need to take the LCM of 15 and 20. Okay, so I need to take the LCM of 15 and 20 there. Okay, so what do I get the LCM of 15 and 20? Okay, Generally, if I take the LCM of 15 and 20, 15, 20, so 5 3s are, 5 4s are, okay. Next again, I have to take 2 is 3 into 2, okay. So 5 into 2 into 3 into 2, okay. 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 12 into 5, 60, okay. So the fundamental time period would be 60. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the fundamental time period. So this is one thing that you need to remember, the condition which is said to be rational. Okay, so this condition has to be satisfied. Okay, next one, what do I need to do here is the energy of the sequence x of n. Determine, you need to recall the summation rule here. Determine the energy of the sequence, energy of the sequence x of n equals half power n, okay, half power n, where n is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 otherwise, okay. So energy of the sequence, recall the formula, energy of the sequence. So energy is given by summation, okay. As you know that energy x of n is a discrete time signal. It is a discrete time signal. So x of n would be a discrete time signal where n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of n, okay, mod square, okay. This is the energy of the sequence that you are going to find out. So certainly the given signal is a energy signal, okay. This is the formula to find out the energy of the sequence then, okay. So in order to find out the energy of the sequence, what do I do here? X of n. So x of n squared, x of n is 1 by 2 whole raised to the power n. X of n squared, what you can generally take here is 1 by 2 power 2n, okay. So a slight change what I can make here, can I write it like this? How did I write? 1 by 2 square it and again whole raised to the power n, okay. So that would be 1 by 4 whole raised to the power n there, okay. So now what do I need to observe here? The value of n. So I can change the limits to n is equal to 0 to infinity, okay. So that would be 1 by 4 to the power n, okay. So now recall your old formula for summation of sequences that is there. So how do I do the summation? So it is a geometric progression that you need to keep in mind. So it's a geometric progression, okay. So sigma, let me write down here, energy, that would be sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity 1 by 4 power n, okay. So sigma n equals 0 to infinity a power n, where a is less than 1, okay. So that would be equal to 1 divided by 1 minus a. Recall from your basics. So this would be the formula that you are going to remember, okay. So formula that you are going to remember for summation. So that is sigma n is equal to 0 to infinity a power n, that would be equal to 1 divided by 1 minus a. So here a is 1 divided by 4, okay. So 1 divided by 4, how would be the sequence, like the summation would look like is, so once you calculate for s infinity, that is the summation towards infinity where a is less than 1, 1 by 4 is definitely less than 1. I can take this to be 1 minus, it is 4 by 3 joule. Hope everyone gets the same answer, okay. So this is the energy of the given sequence, that is 1 by 2 power n, where n is greater than or equal to 0 there, okay. Similarly, I'll wait for 5 minutes, okay. So determine the energy of the sequence, that is 5 times cos pi t, okay. So can you just let me know, okay, can you solve it and do let me know what is the value x of t equals 5 times cos pi t. Just a moment, let me look at the limits here. Yes. So x of t, I have 5 times cos t and 0, that is t would be from -1 to +1 and it is 0 otherwise. Okay. So can you solve this? Can you solve this? And meanwhile, you can let me know what is the energy of the sequence in joules. Okay. So this is the problem, that is 5 times cos pi t ranging from -1 to +1. So how would be the signal, the x of t? Okay, x of t. So this is 0. So put the value of t. I'll show you at each instant. X of 0, 5 times cos of pi into 0. Cos 0, that is 1, that is 5. Okay, so at 0, it is 5. Okay, so x of 1. Okay, so x of 1, how do I calculate x of 1? So that is 5 times, that is 5 times cos pi into 1. Okay, cos pi, that is, okay, so cos pi. Okay, so cos pi, that is -1. Okay, so that is 5 here. Hope you are getting what I'm writing here. So it is 5. Okay, so x of -1, that is 5 times cos of minus pi. We know that cos of minus theta equals cos theta. Okay, so this is the minus theta, that is equal to pi there. So that is cos pi, that is generally it is equal to -5. So cos pi. Okay, so this is -5 here. Okay, sorry. So this is the value which is taken to be -5 again. Okay, so anyhow we are squaring the values, not a problem. So this is -5 here. Okay, so 5 to -5, sorry, it's a discrete time signal what I'm writing, sorry, a continuous time signal. Okay, so you can quickly just look here, or else you can directly take it, the limits the other way. If you want to directly take the limits, how would it look like? So it would be from -infinity to +infinity, 5 cos pi t, right? So 5 cos square pi t squared. Okay, so it would be from -1 to 1. Okay, so 5 squared cos squared pi t. Okay, dt. So we can take 25 outside. So that is -1 to 1 cos squared pi t dt. Okay. So what you can do here is 25 into, you have to evaluate this limits there. Okay. So how you can evaluate the limits? So cos squared, this is theta entirely. Okay. So 1 plus cos 2 pi t divided by 2. Okay. So you are left out with 25 by 2 as the evaluation of the integral. So 1 plus cos 2 pi t. Okay. So you are going to evaluate the integral where will be from -1 to 1 dt. Okay. Or else you can go for the simplest method. So where you are going to have the integral value, you are going to write it down. So you are going to have 5 squared, each and every term you are going to square it, and you are going to divide it by the term there. Okay, so 5 squared, that would be 3. Okay, so 25 plus 25 plus 25, so the entire answer would be 25 joule there. Okay, so here if you solve it by a longer method, so what you are going to do here, you are going to evaluate the limits here. Okay, so if you do it carefully, so you will come to know what would be the sequence would look like, and it is a quite simple integral to evaluate, and you can do it and you can find out the answer to be 25 joule itself. Okay, so this is one thing that is quite clear, and it is one and the same if you evaluate it for the remaining at each instant of time. Okay, so at -1 and at +1, if you want to evaluate it, it would be quite easy there. Okay, so let me stop here. At least 1 or 2 problems of this kind. Okay, if I would be able to solve it, then it will be quite easy for you. Okay, so in the class, like the regular class, I'll be not able to get a sufficient amount of time so to solve more number of problems. And meanwhile here it would be easy that you can concentrate and you can just evaluate the integral on your own, and you can let me know that. Okay, yes, if you have any doubts, do unmute yourself. I'm telling you again, you can unmute yourself and you can let me know regarding any problems that you come across, or else we will wind up the class for today. Okay, so in the next coming class we'll be able to discuss a few more problems, and ramp signal, delta signal, sinusoidal signal, and pulse signals will be evaluated in the next class. Okay, I mean few more problems have to be evaluated, and Vindhya has already shared the answers. You can just go through the answers. If you have any doubts, reach out to me, and do let me know if you have any queries. Okay, I'm able to answer within stipulated time, and if there's anything, we will sort it out. Okay, so we will stop the class here.